Good morning, students. We are reading chapter Ranga's marriage. We have read it till here. So here we have read that that our narrator he just went to Ranga came to his house to bring him some oranges, and then they had a talk there about marriage. And then narrator got to know that that Ranga is not at all interested in getting married so quickly, so easily. So then what happened next? Let's read. I was distressed that the boy, who I thought would make a good husband, had decided to remain a bachelor. After chatting for a little longer, Ranga left. I made up my mind right then that I would get him married. So what happened? That narrator was making so many of the plans for getting him married, but he came to know that he was really not interested of getting married so easily, and he has decided to remain bachelor for a while. So after chatting with him, Ranga just left from there. And then that was the time when narrator decided that he is going to make him marry anyhow. So then what happened? Rama Rao's niece, a pretty girl of 11, had come to stay with him. She was from a big town, so she knew how to play the veena and the harmonium. She also had a sweet voice. Both her parents had died and her uncle had brought her home. Ranga was just the boy for her and she the most suitable bride for him. So through this paragraph we come to know that when this chapter was written at that time, that child marriage was at fashion, because you can see here that that Rao's niece, okay, he's talking about Rama Rao, and he is having a niece of just 11. So now this girl is just 11, and our narrator is thinking that this girl who just used to play veena and harmonium, if she is playing veena and harmonium so very well, so she is a suitable girl for Ranga, who is obviously 24 or 25 years at that time. And he decided that according to him that she is a good girl for him, and he is a good match for her. Both of them, they were pretty good, look pretty good with each other, and her parents had died, and that is why Rama Rao has brought her to stay with them, and she is the most suitable girl for him. So let's see what happened next. Since I was a frequent visitor to Rama Rao's place, the girl was quite free with me. I completely forgot to mention her name, Ratna. It was the very next morning I went to their whole house and told Rama Rao's wife, I'll send some buttermilk for you, ask Ratna to fetch it. Ratna came. It was a Friday, so she was wearing a grand sari. I told her to sit in my room and requested her to sing a song I sent for Ranga. While she was singing the song Krishnamurti in front of my eyes, Ranga reached the door. He stopped at the threshold. He did not want to singing stop, but was curious to see the singer. Carefully he peeped in. The light coming into the room was blocked. Ratna looked up and seeing a stranger there abruptly stopped. So in these two paragraphs, that's how our narrator just managed to have a meeting of both Ratna and Ranga, and it was very dramatically planned. According to him, he just told Rama Rao that he will be having buttermilk for them, and he just asked him to send Ratna to fetch it, and Ratna came over to his house, and she sat there, and our narrator just asked her to to sing a song, and then he sent for Ranga. Ranga was there. He listened to his song, and he really do not want to stop that singer, so he just waited there at threshold. And when this was all dramatically done so that they both meet, but this is not natural, because she's very young, she's just in 11, and being a good singer, or just she's singing, doesn't approve her of a good match for Ranga, and vice versa. So let's see what happened next. Suppose you buy the best quality mango. You eat it slowly, savoring its peel before biting into the juicy flesh. You do not want to waste any part of it before you take another bite. The fruit slips out of your hand and falls to the ground. How do you feel? Ranga's face showed the same disappointment when the singing stopped. You sent for me? He asked as he came in and sat on a chair. Ratna stood at a distance, her head lowered. Ranga repeatedly glanced at her. Once our eyes met, and he looked very embarrassed. No one spoke for a long while. It was my coming in that stopped the singing. Let me leave. Words, mere words. The fellow said he would leave, but did not make a move. How can one expect words to match actions in these days of Kali-yuga? Ratna ran inside, overcome by shyness. After a while, Ranga asked, Who's that girl, Swami? Who's that inside? The lion wanted to know. The he-goat who had taken shelter in the temple replied, Does it matter who I am? I am a poor animal who has already eaten 9 lions. I have vowed to eat one more. Tell me, are you a male or female? The lion fled and placed in fear, it seems. Like the he goat, I said, why does it matter to either of us who she is? I am married. I am already married, and you aren't the marrying kind. So through this conversation, we come to know that Ranga was interested in this girl, and he just came over, and he just, just giving us the description, the comparison of Ranga's expressions when that singing stopped with the expressions which we had when we are eating a mango and it just fall down from our hands abruptly. So he's just comparing these two expressions, and he was just telling us about the curiosity of Ranga of getting her to know that who the singer exactly was. And this paragraph where this girl just she just came over with shyness and just went into the room. So these kind of behavior, these kind of gestures, I don't think that they will be expected from just a girl of 11 years old, but that how the grooming of the girls was done at that time. They were already prepared for getting married in just a very tender age, for 14 to 15 or 11 to 14, so they were prepared at that time like that. They were being groomed like that at the time, that just they know how to sing, how to look after household. That was enough for him to make a good bride. So Ratna was also, she was also groomed like that, and she sang a very good song. And when she got to know that Ranga was asking her, he was looking at her, she came over with shyness and she just left the room. So that was happening here. And then after so lot of curiosity, Ranga finally asked narrator that who was that girl, and then he again narrated a story. He make it a little humorous, that he is like a he goat who is asking about that the lamb story, and that's all here, that he really want to eat 9, and that was all here. So then he just he just answered very dramatically to the question of Ranga's, that who is that girl. So he said that what does it matter, what you have to do with that, because you really do not want to marry, and I am already married, so there is no question of asking that who the girl is. So you can see that this is the girl of 11-year-olds. I don't think that 11-year-olds girl look like that, but still she is the girl. So then next, very hopefully he asked, see, she isn't married then? His voice did not betray his excitement, but I knew it was there. She was married a year ago. His face shriveled like a roasted brinjal. After a while, Ranga left, saying, I must go, I have work at home. I went to our Shastri next morning and told him, keep everything ready to read the start. I'll come later. I tutored him in all that I wanted him to say. I found no change in Ranga when I met him the afternoon. What's the matter? You seem to be lost in thought. I said, nothing's wrong, believe me. Headache, come, let's go and see a doctor. So what happened? So very hopefully when he come to know, where he asked Ranga asked narrator that isn't she married or not. So and his voice was not betraying him. He was very excited to know about that, that she's not married or not, she's married or not. So then here narrator played a story. He said that yes, she was married a year ago. And then Ranga was very much sad to know the fact that that Ratna is already married, and his face just it showed down, it becomes sad. And then he just left abruptly. He just suddenly left from there. And then narrator was everything planning. He just went to Shastri. He just told him that keep your horoscope ready. He will be bringing those horoscopes of both of them, and he told him what he has to say, what he has to do. And then he met him next afternoon, and afternoon the Ranga's behavior was the same. He was sad. Somehow he was attracted to the girl. Somehow he really want to have that girl as his life partner. So he narrator asked him that what is happening. He said that no, nothing is, everything is good, and that's all. They have a talk there. And then, I have no headache. I am my usual self. I went through the same thing when the process of choosing a girl for me was going on, but I don't think that could be a reason for your present condition. Ranga stared at me. Come, let's go and see Shastri. I suggested. We will find out whether Guru and Shani are favorable for you or not. Ranga accompanied me without any protest. As soon as Shastri saw me, he exclaimed, What a surprise, Shyama. I haven't seen you for a long time. Shyama is none other than your servant, the narrator of this tale. I got angry and shouted, What? Only this morning. Shastri completed my sentence. You finished all your work and are now free to visit me. Had he not done so, I would have ruined our plan by bursting like grains that are kept in the sun to dry. I was extremely careful of what I said afterward. So, he said that I'm not having any kind of headache. So then he just tell him, our narrator just told him that, just let's go to the Shastri and we will find out that your Guru or Shani is favorable for you or not, that what is going on in your horoscope. So they just went to that Shastri, which was already tutored by narrator, that how he is going to behave in front of him. So he has planned everything to make Ranga realize that he is at suitable age to get married, and Ratna is a suitable girl for him, and he really want him to confess his feelings for Ratna. So then what happens, then they just planned a meeting, and then Shastri, and now in this paragraph we come to know the name of our narrator. Our narrator's name is Shyama. He has written this here that that his name is Shyama. So then, very dramatically, Shastri said that, that what a surprise that I have seen you so many days. And Shyama was very angry because he was overacting. He said that, why are you saying that I have just came here to you in the morning? So do not, and he was really be very angry with the Shastri, that he's saying that, if he's going to over smart like that, he would be, spilling all those secrets of their plan. But everything was going well. So read this chapter till here. Further we will be reading in next lecture.